gotta be an idiot to bet on that parlay.
It's DTF or bust.
Put it on my mama's porch tomorrow. Welcome back to Hold My Beth podcast. I am your host, Brandon Park. With me today, as always, the one, the only, Dylan Fields. Dylan, how's it going?
I'm doing well.
All right.
I'm doing better, actually.
Yes.
Feeling a lot better from the other day.
That's good. We were gonna try to record this the other day, but while we were recording Refill and Chill, Star Wars Saturday, Dylan wasn't feeling the best. So
I
we
had
decided
the
to just
suds.
Yeah, he had the suds. So we decided to delay it a little bit and just bring it to you guys on Monday. It's still Sunday while we're recording this. But Dylan, we have quite a bit to talk about. I'm kind of glad we waited till Sunday, actually.
Yeah.
So
I
let's
kind of
go
want
ahead
to
and
start off with tonight's loadout. It's presented by Mountain Dew Uproar.
Mountain Dew Uproar.
Yep.
I'm
Presented to me by Brandon Beats.
Oh, nice. Shout out Mr. Beats. I am also actually not drinking alcohol tonight. I am doing good old cherry coke for right now. Just got places to be right now, you know. I know God made a thing with a motor and wheels for a reason, but you know, gotta stay safe out there.
That's right.
But yeah, man, we got quite a bit to talk about today. Especially this video that I didn't even know existed until just now, apparently leaked yesterday though. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's go ahead and talk about even though we hadn't really talked about the women's tournament at all. I just thought I saw some interesting things about this game. So LSU beat Iowa for the women's championship for college basketball. But there was a lot of shit talking happening during this game. A lot of shit talking. Iowa's best player, Clark, started off taunting, doing the John Cena, you can't see me.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just went downhill from there. All the LSU players were taunting her back. One going like
Yeah,
this.
pointing at a
I was watching
ring.
on YouTube, pointing to her ring
Yeah.
finger that they were winning the championship. And a lot of people were saying that she was a piece of shit for, you know, taunting back and, you know, just taunting the rest of the game. Dylan, I have to ask you a question. That's the main reason I bring this game up. Do you think taunting is good for sports?
Yeah, I think it gets people fired up. I was listening to New Heights, and they were talking about taunting. They're talking about how they wish they would get rid of the taunting penalty because, you know, a little smack talk's good for the game. It keeps people fired up. I mean, what fun is the game if Baker Mayfield can't grab his nuts and look at the other sideline? Like,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm sort of on the fence on it. I get both ways. I
if
agree for the most part, though. I think taunting should be allowed.
if a safety is on a safety blitz, they break through that line and they get a clean cut at the quarterback and sack him. I think he damn well deserves to be able to look over the quarterback and say, "What's up?"
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%. Obviously, I think there's a fine line for taunting,
Yeah,
but that's where the main debate comes. Where okay, what is that fine line? Like, what if some people are a little more sensitive to one thing over another? But like, fuck it, honestly, they just get rid of the taunting rules.
mm-hmm.
In my opinion. I think it's good for the game. It brings energy to it. Creates rivalries, which is the best part of sports. Rivalries are the best part of sports.
Yeah,
Like, think whenever the Browns play the Steelers, Ohio State plays Michigan. Those are the games. Those are everyone's favorite games of the year, right there.
yeah. And honestly, that Myles Garrett and Mason Rudolph fight was one of the greatest things I've seen in that rivalry yet. And there was obviously some trash talking going on there.
Oh, absolutely. We don't know exactly what, but we can have some good guesses on what some things were said.
Just release the tape.
Yeah, yeah. NFL. release the tape. You release the tape of Dak Prescott talking shit.
Yeah.
Let's hear what Mr. Rudolph had to say. Not that he's super relevant anymore, but
No.
yeah. But anyways, that's enough about taunting. Get rid of the rules. I actually thought it was hilarious that they were just talking about that on New Heights. And then I just was scrolling through before we started this podcast today and saw that people were complaining, like they were just debating on, whether that was okay what she did or not. I think it's perfectly fine, especially since Clark, started it right from the get-go, doing the John Cena "you can't see me." Um, you know, don't dish it if you can't take it
Right.
at the end of the day. But let's get into the men's championship. Dylan, did you get to watch any of the Final Four?
No, I was actually really busy yesterday. I had to work during the day at the Guardians and then came home and we went straight to dinner and it was like for warm-ups. And then we got home from dinner and it was the weirdest thing. I don't know if it was because I was still not feeling great or what, but we got home from dinner and we immediately just passed out. We took a nap and we slept from like 6 to 9 or 10. We woke up and we tried watching something and we were like wired, but I missed both games.
Damn, there were some good games yesterday. Especially that buzzer beater. It's a heartbreaker for FAU. Was really
Mm-hmm.
rooting for them. It was literally in their hands and just taken at the last second. By San Diego State.
Yeah,
Um, I also think that San Diego State might be the worst national
they are.
championship
They
team.
are.
Yeah.
And with that, they are the worst team to play in the national championship game. And
Yes.
the last time they played each other in the tournament was Kemba Walker versus Kawhi Leonard, 2011.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. That Kawhi was on that
Mm-hmm.
team.
Yep.
That's interesting. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Which
didn't think about that.
both Florida teams get knocked out. UConn moves on. That was my, if you're going to bet on somebody, bet on UConn. And my fun team was FAU. So sad to see them go. But I think, despite it being the quote unquote worst team to make it, I think at this point, they've made it this far. And why
Yeah.
not take the
Why?
damn
Why not
thing?
take it all?
It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I think UConn's gonna win ultimately. That's
Yeah.
what I want to see win, just because they beat FAU.
Yeah.
Like if FAU won, I was gonna root for FAU just because I love, as you guys know, I love the underdog story. So of course I'm gonna go with FAU.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be a Husky fan on today, actually, and this is being heard. Um, but yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. Are you thinking about throwing anything on it or not really?
If I do, it might just be something small on UConn, maybe $20 on San Diego. I don't know. I might throw a little bit both ways just to see what happens.
Okay, okay, I like that. I think I'm gonna throw a little something on UConn money line, even though I'm not gonna win a ton, but just makes it interesting. Gives me a reason to actually watch the game.
Yeah.
This is March Madness, like I said. It's gonna be weird, and it's been weird, but it's made it entertaining. Did you see that the viewership actually went down from the
Mm-hmm.
first two rounds by a
Yeah.
lot?
Oh yeah.
Do
That's
you
what
think there's a
happens.
reason why? If it's the big teams losing, or
It's just because there's no blue bloods.
yeah, it's all new people, all new
Yeah.
teams.
That's why despite I'm very excited about the whole what is it? Is the college football playoffs going to 12 teams?
Yes.
So, despite it being fun that they're going to go to 12 teams, you're going to probably see some less viewers if 8 ranked team plays a 4 ranked team, rather than like 1 versus 3 or 1 versus 2. So, let's just say, for instance, let's say Michigan's number 1, Bama's 2, Ohio State's 3, and Georgia's 4. If one of those 4 teams are not in the national championship, when they go to 12 teams, it's going to be interesting. Like if for some reason it's like number 12 Texas and number 6 Oklahoma, like it might still be a good game, but I don't know. And it's the college Super Bowl anyway, so like people are going to watch.
Mm.
But I mean, this is the finals of the March Madness, and March Madness has always drawn a lot of attention. But
Well, I
I
think,
think it's good for the sport though that it's not two top ranked teams. It's no fun if it's two number ones.
yeah, no.
It's the
If
whole
you can
point of
predict, if you can predict one half of the bracket, like
yeah.
that ruins the fun.
Well, it's the whole point of it being madness.
Yeah, exactly. You never know who's going to be upset. Um,
Mm-mm.
I love that you brought up the college aspect though, because I think that that 12 team playoff is going to bring up, a number 6 team could match up really good against a number 1 team. It's
Yeah.
all just based on schemes and, strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of storylines of, oh, should they have been in? Oh, they had a perfect record, but they didn't beat anybody, so they didn't get in. Like when UCF was 12-0 and they didn't make the college football playoffs. It's like they'll get a chance now to say they got a shot. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, I think so too.
I hope this also opens up an opportunity for more bowl games in a sense, rather than just restructuring the bowl games that are already made. Um, they'd have to add more, I think, right?
Or what they could do, yes and no. They can make those bowl games like the well, yeah, no, they would still have to restructure them a little bit. Like,
Well, I just don't want to see teams get cut out.
yeah,
Like I don't know what some of the smaller ones are, like the Bahama Bowl, but like don't get rid of the Bahama Bowl or don't get rid of like the MAC team playing in the Bahama Bowl so that we could put it in a semifinal game. I don't know. That's just the way I think. I don't want to see other teams miss out because they added these uh, more games for the playoffs. Because
yeah,
it
I
is
don't think
fun to
they will.
see. It's fun to see smaller teams play, after December.
Well, yeah, it's what they played all season for. Yeah, I agree 100% on
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up actually. That made it really interesting. By the way, I was surprised you didn't say anything about this mustache I got going on. I don't know if you can see it in the camera right now.
No, it's kind of like a 5 o'clock shadow. I can barely see it.
It's a lot better in person. Working on growing facial hair a little bit better, but um, for those wondering why I'm rocking a mustache right now, I made a bet with my store. If they got so many Google reviews, that I would go with them to the new Super Mario Bros. Movie on opening night dressed as Luigi.
That's
So
awesome.
they did it and they crushed it. So they got me with a mustache for a week.
It's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
No.
Now, here's the really fun thing. I'd love to see Caitlyn grow a mustache for the movie.
Yeah, she said she's next, and I said, I hope not. No,
That's
I think she's gonna dress with Mario or as Mario with me, and I guess some of the other coworkers are gonna like wear Mario stuff at least, so I won't feel that bad.
sweet. You should have her just shave off a part of Leia's tail, and then she could just tape that to her front, upper lip.
No, she should have taken Leia's mess yesterday and put it on her lip.
Oh,
That was so bad.
oh,
Too graphic for the podcast.
oh, gross.
Y'all could guess what happened.
Hmm.
But anyways, let's talk about a couple of things that happened in the sports world this week. So the Washington Commanders finally received a couple bids actually, um, for the asking price that Dan Snyder wanted. He wanted $6 billion for the Washington Commanders. I almost called them the wrong name. The first bid was placed by Magic Johnson's ownership group, and then minutes after, a Canadian billionaire, Steve Appa, I'm gonna call him Apalapagos, but it's Apostopoulos. Apostopoulos. Apostolopoulos. Weird last name. But apparently this man's just absolutely loaded from Canada, country up north. But it was a fully funded $6 billion from himself,
Wow.
which that's pretty crazy. Do you think Dan Snyder is actually going to sell the team?
Yes.
You think so? I don't think he wants to.
No, I think he wants to.
I don't think he wants to. I think he's kind of being bullied into doing it,
Well, yes, that is
but
true.
as he
I
should
think
be. I think
I
he
think he
should be.
wants the bullying to go away.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he has cops after him and he's just, off in the middle of nowhere
Yeah.
on a boat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, they need to get him out of Washington. And he will ultimately sell the team. But such a shame. Such a shame. I feel like a lot of the Washington Commanders fans, they're pretty good fans, I would say. They have a shit field,
They'll
literally.
get they'll get a new one eventually.
Yeah, I think that's going to be part of the deal. I also think that if he really, really wanted to sell the team, they would push for Lamar Jackson.
Oh, now you're hopping on a train?
I have been on the train.
You were saying the Colts.
I said I think the Colts should.
Yeah, I remember we had a bet. You remember our bet?
Yeah, I bet the Colts and you bet the Commanders, did you?
Yeah, and then if he goes to the Commanders, you have to buy a Commanders Lamar jersey and wear it to the
Yeah.
Browns opening game. And then if he went to the Colts, I'd have to wear a Colts Lamar Jackson jersey to the opening Browns game.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then it's a wash if he goes anywhere else or back to the Ravens.
Yeah. I still have a feeling he's going to end up back on the Ravens.
And the
I don't think he
Guardians.
should because I think if he's on the Ravens, he's not going to be playing.
Yeah.
But because that relationship's more than done with. But since we're talking about football right now, what I was talking about earlier in the podcast, I came across this video that was posted on Twitter, and it's an autograph signing that Tyreek Hill was doing. And there's a Browns fan with the Deshaun Watson jersey going to have Tyreek Hill sign his Miami Dolphins jersey. And Tyreek Hill tells him, they should have paid me. I tried to come to Cleveland. I tried, but they didn't want me.
Hmm.
And as a Browns fan, that hurts
Yeah.
very bad.
I would have given up Amari, DJP, and Kareem just to get Tyreek on that offense.
Yeah. I mean, I still think they would have gotten Amari Cooper.
They could have.
I don't think it would have costed him because we got Amari Cooper last offseason too. I think it would have costed, someone like you said, Kareem Hunt. It would have costed, which would have been funny because he would have been going back to the Chiefs.
Yeah,
We
that's right.
stole their used goods and traded it back to him.
Mm-hmm.
Some bounty hunter shit, low key. Some
Yeah.
Jawa shit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know what else it would have taken. Maybe like Greg Newsome or someone like that. Someone on their defense.
Well, I mean, the Chiefs didn't they get a first round pick out of it? Or
Yeah,
no, they
but we
did?
didn't have our first round pick.
True.
We could have traded him a later first round pick, but
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess the Chiefs aren't really in like a win now. Like they need help, but either way.
I mean, yeah, they would have taken anything they could have gotten.
Mm-hmm.
But it just ultimately came to, highest bidder and who was willing to pay Tyreek. Because
Yeah.
ultimately it was down to two teams, and apparently the Browns were somewhere in there as well,
Wow.
which I never even knew because I knew it was between the Dolphins and the Jets for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then the Dolphins ended up winning. I'm happy with it because that's my secondary team, but
Mm-hmm.
would much rather see Tyreek Hill and brown and orange on Sundays.
It would have been insane.
That would have been absolutely insane.
What do you think about the NFL players now being able to wear number 0?
Um, so I think it's interesting. I
I'm
don't like
pumped.
it personally.
I'm pumped. I think it'll be fun.
I think it
But
would be fun, but so here, I'll let you talk first on that one before I go.
so I was laughing because Jason Kelsey says he wishes they'd bring back 00 now because he wants the big boys to be able to wear 00.
Oh, that
Uh,
makes sense.
but I like it because it gives you another number. This is one of those problems I run into when I think about people who retire numbers. Eventually you're gonna run out of numbers to retire because you won't have any to use. And adding 0 just gives you another number. But I did want to ask you, what position do you think is going to be the most popular amongst the players to be number 0?
It's definitely going to be wide receivers or a cornerback.
I was gonna say cornerback. It just seems like number 0, like they'd have some cool like catchphrases, but
Yeah, like zero passes allowed or
hmm
like no fly zone.
yeah. So I think that would be a fun. Uh, Obviously, it's gonna be a skill position. I don't see any quarterbacks being number 0.
Absolutely not. And
No,
that's actually brings up my point. So, funny enough, right before this all happened, um, there was a video that leaked on Deion Sanders talking to the University of Colorado, who he's now the head coach of, and he was talking about the number 0. He's like, if you're wearing number 1, you're my number 1, like
right.
for the team. You can't be a 0 and be on my team. Because like I bet you understand this, playing football in high school. Football, your number means a little bit more to you than it does like any other sport.
Yeah.
So like basketball number 0, like Russell Westbrook, like that doesn't matter as much. That, you know, they wear all kinds of numbers in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas football, it's by position, like, okay, if you're number 1, you're my number 1 guy. Like,
Right. I liked my number because I thought it represented speed. When I was in middle school, my number was 5 because I liked Chris Johnson at East Carolina. And then when he was drafted and was wearing number 28 for the Titans, I changed my number to 28. So all from junior high to graduation, I was number 28 because I wanted to be fast like Chris Johnson. And he was my favorite running back as like of all time.
oh yeah, I'm not too far off. I wore 21. I ended up having to play corner because of that and safety. Because I liked running back, but our running back, I would say, was a lot better than me, considering he's still playing football.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, shout out Boogie. But yeah, yeah, LT was my favorite running back growing up. That was my favorite football player, LaDainian Tomlinson. Um, a lot of great number 21s. Deion Sanders.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Deion Sanders, 21 Falcons, and you were a 21 Falcon.
Yep, I was 21 Falcon
I was number 28 for the Bucks.
for the Bucks.
Mm-hmm. Buckeye Bucks right there.
21 Falcon sounds like a parody band of 21 Pilot.
Yeah.
Uh, did you get to see any video from Anthony Richardson's pro day at Florida?
Yeah, I saw him throw it on his last pass and then he went and did a backflip.
That
Crazy.
dude's a freak athlete.
Yeah.
I actually think he has a lot better arm than people thought. He has a better arm than I thought he did. In college, like they didn't really use him that way.
No. No, but he also didn't have the weapons. So if you put him on a team that's got some weapons, could get crazy.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Which makes me think that he might be going to the Colts or Seattle. If he goes to Seattle, it'll be perfect to throw him in there with Gino. Got some decent weapons. DK, you kidding me?
Oh yeah, DK Metcalf.
Bridges in the DK. You go to the Colts, you got
Michael.
Paris. I mean, you got some weapons over there too.
Yeah, Paris Campbell, I'm pretty sure signed with another team.
You did?
I'm pretty sure he signed with another team.
Let me check because you might be right.
It wasn't the Bears. I know that much.
It was the Jets. No.
New York Giants. Yep.
Oh, close. I said New York.
He had the right city.
Yeah.
Shout out St. Vincent, St. Mary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Akron boy.
Wait, are you excited about that new Peacock movie coming out?
Yeah, I am actually.
I
Isn't it produced by LeBron James's producing company?
Why? Yes, it is.
Yes, of course. Why wouldn't it be?
It was filmed in Cleveland and Akron. My cousin, he worked on the production team.
Oh, that's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Also very excited about that Nike movie, Air.
Oh, some
That comes
people
out
are
this week
saying,
too.
"Oh yeah, damn, I'm gonna be gone."
You're so
That
sad.
would, that would be a perfect thing to do in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We were looking for
Never go this
something.
weekend.
We were looking for something to do on Saturday. She wanted to go to a Cubs game, but uh, going to the city on a Saturday is definitely gonna take more than just what it takes for us to get to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Like she was like, "Oh, well, we'll only be gone 3 hours." And I go, "Gabby, the game itself is 3 hours. We still have to get on a train, ride an hour to the city, then take a taxi up to Wrigleyville to then go to the game, to then taxi back to the train station, to then take an hour train back, to then still drive to your house." I was like, "It's gonna be a 6 to 7 hour thing." I said, "Let's just visit with your family and we might go golfing, but now we might maybe we'll go see that movie."
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. But one last thing that I wanted to talk about on this episode, baseball's back now.
Go
Uh
Guards.
yes, sir. 2-1 right now.
3-1. We just won.
3-1, we just won? Awesome. I had my phone
Yeah.
on D&D, so I didn't know.
Yeah, we won in the top of the 10th.
Awesome. There we go. Yep. Um, did you see the video of the dude at the Dodgers game proposing to his now fiance? I hope she would say yes.
He got knocked the fuck out,
Oh,
man.
he got hit stick. He got Madden mode.
It was so bad.
That was Madden arcade mode right there.
That security guard's been waiting to do that his whole life.
Yeah. Did you see that they were trying to give him beef for hitting him so hard?
I'm sure they were. That most people would be like, you gotta let that one go. When like their job is literally to do that when anybody steps in the field, no matter what the situation is.
Yeah, because so when I worked at the Guardians, I knew a couple of the security people that worked there, and they always said, I of course asked them about like what they do when people run on the field. They're like, well, when anyone walks on the field or goes on the field, like they're considered a threat, no matter what.
Yeah.
The second they touch
Yeah.
that field, they're considered a threat, which is understandable because you never know.
Right.
You never know. Like, granted, the dude was just proposing, and it was stupid, but because he'll never be able to go to a Dodgers game or MLB game probably ever again. But
Wait, timeout. Breaking news. Gabby just sent this to you and me.
I will. Okay, I want to.
Donate to the Greater Cleveland Food Bank. Join Channel 3 News and the Guardians Hot Dogs at Crocker Park Monday from this time to this time as they grill up and give away free hot dogs courtesy of Sugardale. Austin Love and the dogs will be grilling away all afternoon asking for donations to benefit the Greater Cleveland Food Bank, one of the largest annual community-wide food and fun drives in the nation. Stop by Crocker Park tomorrow.
I'm. It's gonna be right outside my work. Okay. I'm gonna go get a glizzy tomorrow then.
You should you should go up to Mustard and ask him If he could be your glizzy,
Oh my.
is this where you get the glizzies? You could ask him to hit the gwitty, and he could be like, "Oh my god, I cannot believe a gwizzy is hitting the gwitty."
I'm gonna ask him that tomorrow. No, I will post it on Twitter. I'm gonna ask him if he can please hit the Gwitty for me.
You should.
I will post that.
I'd love it.
But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this episode. Dylan, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I did want to point out that if you are to gamble on the national championship game, or if you're getting into baseball season betting, please gamble responsibly and call 1-800-GAMBLER if you might have a problem. Love you guys.
Peace.